Madden 20. My channel is dedicated to showing you the Madden game flaws and glitches and errors that persist throughout this series. Some of these date back as far as Madden 25 and maybe even further. Here, I want to show you one aspect of the game that they claim is um, fixed. This is one of their major selling points. And I'm running a screenplay and I'm just running the ball. I'm not even trying to complete the screen. I'm just letting you see what plays out. If you want to continue to receive these notifications, please hit the subscribe button. There are times when I really flood out a lot of videos, just in a segment of practice or when I'm doing my tests, because I'm testing now actively for the scripts that they have in the game. And this one I could probably complete, but because really there's nothing there to show that I wanted to show. I'm running the screen because I want you to see the D-line chase down the quarterback. That's the whole idea behind it. I want you to see how fast they chase down a quarterback. I want you to look at who is chasing down a quarterback. And the reason for this is because this has to deal with the speed. Now, each time I'm running these right now, I'm not using what is known as a QB modifier. I believe that's what they call it. I didn't see any documentation on that anywhere. I remember it being talked about in the beta, but I just figured out how to do it, and I want you to see that too. I'm gonna put it in the modifier as well. I'll let you see this without the modifier. See the ball hanging out, him running. Okay, you see, look at those people who are catching up to him. 53.91, 53. He should be in there. I can give him that. I think he's faster than Dak. But 93, 94, 98. Now I'm going to use the modifier again, which I just found out that brings down the icons. It's supposed to give your quarterback that regular running mode. Now, again, before I do that, I want you to see Dak sprint on this without the modifier. Oops, shoot. I don't know why it went inside. That's another thing about this game. Sometimes it really doesn't follow. See, for some reason, he's running inside. My joystick is all the way pressed to the left. And it's not a bad joystick. So here I'm going to show you the modifier because for some reason it's not, maybe it hears me and it says, I don't want you to complete this glitch to be shown to the world. You see, now he supposedly, notice there were no icons there. And I can show that to you on the instant replay on this one. You wouldn't see the icons anyway in an instant replay. But notice he's running differently now with the ball. Notice how he tucks the ball in and then he's running. But look at how he's running. Does that look like a quarterback that's trying to run and get somewhere? He looks like he's out for an evening jog and he's just holding something close to his body. I mean, this does not look like, the only thing that's been modified in all reality is how he's holding the ball and that they drop down the throwing icons. Other than that, I don't see any difference because there's the same people chasing him down with no problem. He's not getting away from anybody. Now, I might can do a juke or whatever it is that I'm supposed to be able to do, but that doesn't matter if I'm still running slow and I'm doing my best to sprint. I'm trying to trigger the right button for sprint. I'm trying to trigger it over and over and over again, but I can't seem to get him to go anywhere. It's slow. It's almost like I'm almost saying something where I might have to do a double trigger. But I can't get him to get any speed. Now, here's what I'm getting at. Let me show you something. Go on to the depth chart. Dak's speed is 82. Okay? Washington defensive line. He had 98. His speed is 71. I don't even know if 99 was even in there. 64 wasn't in there because he's a backup. Kerrigan is 80. So he still should be behind Dak. He's 80, not 82. But yet he runs down Dak with no problem. And sometimes you'll see him just fly around the edge like I don't know what. Allen, 93, 72. Payne, 94. He's 76. So how is it that these people who are in their 70s able to how are these people able to chase down somebody who's 82? This guy, 98, you've seen him lots of times. 71. You'll see them. They're able to run down Dak with no problem at all, no matter which version you use. See, they're closing in right now, and that should not be the case. They're like 70s. This guy's in the 80 range. So why are they able to catch up to him? Speed, if you've done math, physics, and science, you would know that's just doesn't make sense. That's like your car going at 60 miles an hour being chased down by another car going 50 miles an hour. They still have not gotten it. They still don't have this right. And it's just too annoying because you're playing a game and you base your game and your decisions are based on those type of factors. And it's just crazy. And that fumble, man, the fumbles are just too doggone easy. We're talking Zeke, man. I mean, seriously, that little bit of whatever you want to call it hit should not have caused him to fumble the ball. We're talking Zeke, but I've noticed in this game the fumbles are just out of whack. I mean, it makes no sense. You're sitting there playing a game, and sometimes you have 6, 8 fumbles basically in a game, and it doesn't matter who the player is. If 20 had come in, it definitely would have been a fumble with all the pretty animation effects that comes to play. That's the only difference. But you can be holding the right button and you still fumble the ball. At some point, they're going to have to admit that this and probably many other X factors and abilities have been exaggerated. Because even Zeke stiff arm sometimes, I've seen him stiff arm people crazy. I mean, defensive lineman like 300 and some pounds. He's running right at. First he stopped. I use a stiff arm, but then you'll see the guy just kind of like fly back 5 yards. That ain't happening. I'm a Zeke fan, but that ain't happening. So you gotta make these complaints and stop letting these EA game changers fool you, trying to sell the game and selling their YouTube channel. Because a lot of it is based on lies. Sorry, Madden 20.